All right, guys, let's go ahead and line them up on the back straightaway. Scott on the point. Paulie in the 2, Jeff in the 3, Pete in the 4. All right, guys. I got marshals. I got drivers. Got me a grid. Is that where you guys want to start? All right, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go on the tone. All right, Scott out front. Pete in the 2. Jeff in the 3. Jeff right behind Pete. Paulie in the Jeff in the 3. Paulie in the 4. You weren't even close on that one, Pete. You missed that corner by
After
like
1
2
minute
feet,
left,
buddy.
The top drivers are Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, and Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, Jeff up to the 2 spot. Pete's still right there, right on his tail. All right, we got Scott starting to pull away a little bit here. Oh. All right, Pete back up to the 2. Jeff slips down in the 3. Paulie in the 4.
After 2 minutes left, the top drivers are Scott Trantham, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, and Jeff Benjamin.
Oh. Pete sends it. All right, 140 left to go.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, and Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
Oh, hold on, Pete. Hold on, Pete. All right, guys, 35 seconds left to go. Scott, Jeff, Paulie. Pete right behind Paulie. Paulie's got all sorts of stuff coming out of his truck. Oh, right here. All right, guys, 10 seconds. Scott, Jeff, Paulie. That's the running
10,
order.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paulie, Fireball, Paulie done. Scott Trantham done. Jeff Benjamin done. All drivers are
All right,
finished.
guys, that's right. Scott's going to take the W.
The Destroyer.
Jeff finishes
St.
in the 2,
Lawrence
Paulie in 3, Pete in the 4.
Up next, race number 2. Tracks is modified. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is Scott Trantham, Polly, Fireball, Polly, David Jones, Scrappy Riggin, Tyler McGill, Scrappy Riggin, David Jones,
Corey Bosworth. We are live.
All right, we'll give Scott and Polly a second here.
Polly, Fireball, Polly. Tyler McGill. Scott Trantham.
All right, need another mark. I got Pete out here. I got Jeff out here. All right, guys, let's go and roll them around. Scott's going to lead us around. All right, Scott, go ahead and lead us around. Polly in the 2, Davey in the 3, Scrappy in the 4, Tyler in the 5. So Scott, Polly, Davey in the 3, Scrappy, then Tyler. All right, guys, wait for it, wait for it. All right, game on. Oh, carnage. Oh, go, go, go. All right, we got Scott leading them around. Polly in the 2. Polly 3 seconds back.
After 1 minute
Davy
left,
Jones
the
in
top
the
drivers
3.
are Scott Trantham, Polly, Fireball, Polly, and David Jones.
All right, Scott, Polly reeling in Scott a little bit here. Oh, All right, Scott, Pauly, Tyler up to the 3. Davey slips down to the 4.
Robert Esplana. What's
What
up?
up, Robbie? Oh, Scott gets it wrong.
The top drivers are Scott
Pauly
Trantham,
to the point.
Pauly, Fireball, Pauly, and Tyler McGill.
Pauly out front.
Robert Esplana. Not a juice chillin'.
Where are you at, Robbie? Traveling today, aren't you? All right, guys.
Robert
1:15
Esplana.
left to go.
Idaho.
Idaho. That's got to be boring.
After 1 minute left. The top drivers are Pauly, Fireball, Pauly, Tyler
Robert
McGill,
Esplana.
and Scott Trantham.
Yep.
All right, guys. Pauly. Tyler up to the 2. Scott slips down to the 3. Davey in the 4. Pauly smooth and consistent, just staying out of trouble out there.
Ten, 9, 8,
All right, keep him going, keep him
7,
going.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pauly, Fireball, Pauly done. Tyler McGill done.
All right,
Scott
guys, that's a
Trantham
race.
done. All drivers are
Pauly's
finished.
going to take the W.
David Jones
Tyler
done.
finishes in the 2. Scott in the 3. Davey in the 4.
Up next, race number 3. 13.5 street stock. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is Tyler McGill, Jeff Benjamin, Pauly, Fireball, Pauly, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, John Carpenter, Jeremiah Meek. Jeremiah Meek. Randy Order. Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
John Carpenter. Pauly, Fireball, Pauly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jeff Benjamin.
All right, just need. Oh, here comes Tyler working on his car.
Tyler McGill.
All right, guys, let's go and back her down. Tyler's going to lead us around. There goes Tyler. Jeff in the 2. Paulie in the 3. Pete in the 4. John in the 5. Jeremiah in the 6. Randy in the 7. Oh, easy. Easy, Pete. Easy. Easy. Easy, guys. What's going on out there? All right. Let's try it again. All right, wait for it, guys. Wait for it. And we're off. All right, John out to an early lead. Then we got Jeremiah, then Pete. What is that, Jeremiah? Jeremiah going the long way around.
After 1 minute left, the top drivers are John Carpenter, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, and Randy Order.
Not the most aerodynamic thing on the planet there, Randy.
Jeff's Train World Ho, NO Gauge. LOL cool.
All right, guys. John, Pete, Jeremiah. That's your top 3. Jeremiah only 1.2 behind Pete. Here comes Randy. Catching up to Jeremiah.
After 2 minutes left, the top drivers are John Carpenter, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, and Jeremiah Meek.
Oh, no. Oh. Careful turns 3 and 4. Careful turns 3 and 4. All right, we are clear. All right, John, Pete, Randy. Randy right behind Pete. About 7/10 back. Oh, Randy gets it wrong. Spins out. All right, Pete 2.4 behind John.
1 minute left. The top drivers are John Carpenter, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, and Jeremiah Meek.
All right, John out front. Pete in the 2. Jeremiah only 2.2 behind Pete. Jeff in the 3, or actually Randy up to the 3. Jeff in the 4. Paulie in the 5. Tyler in the 6.
10, 9.
All right, keep him going,
8,
keep him going.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jeremiah Meek done. Polly, Fireball, Polly done. Tyler McGill done. Randy Orter done. Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence done. John Carpenter done. All drivers are finished. Jeff Benjamin done.
John's going to take the W. Pete finishes in the 2. Jeremiah in the 3. Randy in the 4. Jeff in the 5. Paulie in the 6. Tyler in the 7. Man, Pete just put a whooping on half of you guys.
Up next, race number 1. 4-Tech NASCAR truck. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, Polly, Fireball, Polly, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, guys, it's 6:45 now. We're going to go ahead and get her going here at 7 o'clock, guys. 7 o'clock.
David Jones. Six six. 6 6. 5 8. 6 1. 5 6. 5 6. 6 3. Tyler McGill. 4 8. 4 9. 4 6. 43.3. 5 2. 5 1. 5 1. 18 2. 4 7. 4 6. 4 6. 4 9. 4 7. 36.4. 52. 47. 44. 46. 48. 46. 47. 48. 47.
All right, guys, 2-minute call. 2-minute call.
Currently up, race number 1. 4 Tech NASCAR truck. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, Polly, Fireball, Polly, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, Scott Trantham.
All right, race number 1. Scott, Jeff, Polly, Pete, and Scrappy.
Polly, Fireball, Polly. Jeff Benjamin.
All right, looking for Pete and Scrappy. You're not going to run this one, Scrappy? Okay.
Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, I got everybody
Scott
out here.
Trantham.
Let's get some marshals out here, guys. If you're on that last one, need you out here in a marshal. All right, Scott's going to lead us around. Let's go ahead and line up in the back, guys. Scott on the point, Jeff in the 2, Paulie in the 3, Pete in the 4. All right, guys, I got marshals, I got drivers, got me a grids. We're going to go on the tone. Oh, Scott gets it wrong. Paulie already has stuff hanging off his truck there. Pete to the point. Here comes Scott. Oh, they all get into it. Here comes Jeff. Jeff's like, thank you very much. Ooh, Jeff gets loose there. All right, Pete out front. Scott in the 2, Paulie in the 3. Jeff in the 4.
Left. The top drivers are Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, Scott Trantham, and Paulie. Fireball, Paulie.
Everybody's still on the same lap here. Oh, easy, Pete, easy. All right. Scott, Paulie only 3.2 behind Scott. Pete, 0.6 of a second behind Paulie. Paulie always has random stuff hanging out of his truck. Oh, right there in the middle. There we go.
After 2 minutes left, the top drivers are Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Pete, the Destroyer,
easy,
St.
Pete.
Lawrence,
There we go.
and Scott Trantham. Scrappy Riggin.
All right, we got Paulie out front. Pete in the 2. Pete still on the same lap. We got Scott up to the 3. Scott only 1.1 behind Pete. Your top 3 within about 3 seconds of each other. Jeff's still in it. Jeff only 3 seconds behind Scott.
1 minute 3 minutes 1 second. The top drivers are Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, and Scott Trantham.
All right, guys. 25 seconds left to go. Paulie, Pete, 0.3 of a second behind Paulie. Actually, Pete to the point. Paulie slips down to the 2. Here comes Scott. We got 10 seconds left to go. Scott up to the 2. Paulie slips
10,
down to the 3.
8, 7, 6, 5.
Scott right behind
4,
Pete.
3, 2, 1. Scrappy Riggin done.
Oh,
Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence done. Scott Trantham done.
Pete's going to take the W
Fireball
by
Paulie
5
done.
100ths
All
of a
drivers are
second.
finished. Jeff Benjamin done.
Scott finishes in the 2. Paulie in the 3. Jeff in the 4. Scrappy in the 5. Scott was going for the win there, Pete. Yeah. All right, guys. Pete. Man, Pete's on fire tonight, boys. Pete taking the W in that one.
Up next, race number 2. Tracks is modified. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is Polly, Fireball, Polly, Tyler McGill, Scott Trantham, David Jones, David Jones. Tyler McGill. Scott Trantham. Polly, Fireball, Polly.
All right, need some marshals out here. I got Pete out here. Need probably 2 more. I got Jeff out here.
Rush me Waba Bosworth. Hi Davy and Daddy and Pally from Ellie.
What's up, Ellie Belly? All right, let's go ahead and roll them around, guys. Polly's going to lead us around. Tyler right behind him in the 2. Scott in the 3. Davey in the 4. All right, guys, wait for it, wait for it. And we're off. Oh, Tyler sends it. Probably the front came off. Oh, easy, Davey.
After 1 minute left, the top drivers are Polly, Fireball,
Easy.
Polly,
Davey's like,
Scott
I got places
Trantham,
to go,
and
man.
Tyler McGill.
All right, Paulie out front. Scott in the 2. Scott only 1.8 behind Paulie. Tyler in the 3. Davey in the 4. Tyler trying the outside. Oh. Oh, watch the back straightaway, guys. Watch the back straightaway. We are clear.
After 2 minutes left, the top drivers are Polly, Fireball, Polly, Scott Trantham, and Tyler McGill.
All right, guys, 1:35 left to go. Scott only 2.4 behind Pauly.
One minute 3 minutes 1 second. The top drivers are Pauly, Fireball, Pauly, Scott Trantham, and Tyler McGill.
All right, Pauly, Scott, Tyler, Davey. Oh.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
All right,
1.
keep him going, keep him going.
Scott Trantham done. Pauly, Fireball,
All right,
Pauly done.
Pauly's going to take the W.
All drivers are finished.
Scott finishes in the 2, Tyler in the 3,
McGill
Davey in the
done.
4. Pauly does
Jones
reset
done.
TQ.
Up next, race number 3. 13.5 street stock. Heat 1 of 1. Race order is John Carpenter, Pete,
cool.
the
Thanks,
Destroyer, St. Lawrence, Jeremiah Meek, Randy Order, Jeff Benjamin, Pauly, Fireball, Pauly, Tyler McGill. John Carpenter, Jeff Benjamin, Randy Order, Jeremiah Meek,
Oh. All right, need some marshals out there. Pretty much if you're not in this one, I need you out here to marshal.
Pauly, Fireball, Pauly. Tyler McGill.
What is that, Tyler?
Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
That car's not set up good, man. It's on like 2 wheels, 1 wheel, 2 wheels. All right, need some marshals out here, guys. Marshals. I got Scott out here. I got Davey out here. Rich, you got the middle? Thank you, sir. All right, John, go ahead and lead us around. Pete in the 2. Jeremiah in the 3, Randy in the 4, Jeff in the 5, Paulie in the 6, Tyler in the 7. All right, wait for it, guys. And we're off. Oh. All right, work your way back up there, Pete. All right, we got Randy leading him around. John right on his tail. Jeremiah's still in it, only 2.1 back. Jeff right behind Jeremiah. Paulie in the 5. Pete in the 6. Tyler in the 7.
Left. The top drivers are Randy Order, John Carpenter, and Jeremiah Meek.
Everybody's still within about 6 seconds here. All right, Randy, John, battle for the lead. Front straightaway they go. Turns 1 and 2. Both of them are faster than John's previous TQ run.
After 2 minutes left, the top drivers are Randy Order, John Carpenter, and Jeremiah Meek.
All right, Randy and John. That's the closest battle out there. If you see Randy or John, give them some room. Oh, no. It's oval-ish.
1 minute 3 minutes 1 second.
Oh.
The top drivers are John Carpenter, Randy Order, and Jeremiah Meek.
You broke, Randy? Go outside on turns 3 and 4. Let's put it on the inside, Rich. There you go. All right, John, Jeremiah, Jeff up to the 3. Paulie in the 4. Pete in the 5. Tyler in the 6.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Woohoo!
1. Jeff Benjamin done. Polly, Fireball, Polly done.
All right,
John
boys, that's the
Carpenter
race.
done.
John's going
Jeremiah
to take the
Meek done.
W.
Tyler McGill done.
Jeremiah
All
finishes in the
drivers are
2.
finished. Pete, the Destroyer.
Jeff finishes
St.
in the 3.
Lawrence
Paulie in
done.
the 4. Pete in the 5. Tyler in the 6.
Up next, race number 1. 4 Tech NASCAR truck. A main. Race order is Scott Trantham.
All right, guys, it
Jeff
is
Benjamin. Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence. Polly, Fireball, Polly. Scrappy Riggin.
It is 7:25 now. We're going to go ahead and get her going here at 7:45, guys. About 15,
Tyler
20
McGill.
minutes.
4-6. 5-1. 4-6. 5 flat. 4-9. 5 flat. 4-7. 4-7. 5-1. 5-1. 4-8.
All right, guys, 2-minute call.
Currently up, race number 1. 4 Tech NASCAR Truck. A main. Race order is Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, Polly, Fireball, Polly, Scrappy Riggin.
All right, Scott, Jeff, Pete, Paulie, Scrappy. You leaving, Rich? Okay. All right, 50-lap main event.
Jeff Benjamin, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence. Scrappy Riggin. Scott Trantham. Polly, Fireball, Polly.
All right, guys, definitely need some marshals out here. Need 3 marshals. I got Rich out here. Thanks, Rich. Rich ain't even racing today. He's marshaling. He's addicted to marshaling. I was going to grid him up on the back straightaway, guys. Scott on the point. Jeff starting right behind him in the 2. Pete in the 3. Paulie in the 4. Scrappy in the 5. All right, guys, I got marshals. I got drivers. Got me a grid. 50-lap main event. We're going to go on the tone. And we're off. Go, go, go. All right, we got Jeff leading him around. Oh, Jeff gets loose. Here comes Scott. They get into each other. Here comes Paulie. Pete and Scrappy. Everybody's still on the same lap. All right, Scott to the point. See if Jeff can reel him in here.
After 1 minute, the top drivers are Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, and Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, Scott, Jeff, Pete in the 3. Yeah. Oh, no.
After 2 minutes, the top drivers are Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin, and Pete, the
All
Destroyer,
right, Scott,
St. Lawrence.
Jeff, Pete. Jeff only 2 seconds behind Scott. Jeff's got a lot of traffic between him and Scott, though. Oh, watch the back straightaway. We are clear. All right, guys, 15 laps left to go.
After 3 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Scott Trantham, Jeff Benjamin,
12
and
to
Pete,
go, guys.
the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, Scott, Jeff, Pete. Pete only 3/10 behind Jeff. Oh, they get into each other. 5 to go. White flag lap right here.
After 4 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Scott Trantham,
All right, Scott's
Jeff Benjamin,
done.
and Pete, the
Jeff's
Destroyer,
done. Pete's done.
St.
Scrappy's
Lawrence.
done. Paulie's done. Everybody's
Trantham
done. Scott's going to
Scrappy
take the
Riggin
W.
done.
Jeff
Paulie,
finishes in the 2.
Fireball,
Pete finishes
Paulie
1.3
done.
behind Jeff.
Jeff Benjamin
Scrappy
done.
in the 4. Paulie in the
All drivers
5.
are finished. Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence done. Up next, race number 2. Tracks is modified. A main. Race order is Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Scott Trantham, Tyler McGill, David Jones, David Jones. Paulie, Fireball, Paulie.
Looks like she's going straight now.
Tyler McGill. Scott Trantham.
All right, you guys ready? All right, Paulie's going to lead us around. Scott starting right behind him in the 2. Tyler in the 3. Davy Jones in the 4. All right, guys, wait for it. Wait for it. And we're off. All right. Tyler and Scott battling it out. Oh. Go. Paulie out there just on a Sunday cruise, trying to stay out of trouble.
After 1 minute, the top drivers are Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Tyler McGill, and David Jones.
I think Paulie's figured out all you got to do is not wreck, and you're probably going to win. All right, Paulie, Tyler, Scott catching up to Tyler here. These guys have been battling it out all night. Oh. All right, Scott
After
up to
2
the
minutes,
2.
the top drivers are Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Tyler McGill, and Scott Trantham.
Oh, watch the back straightaway. Watch the back straightaway. We are clear.
After 3 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Paulie, Fireball, Paulie, Scott Trantham, and Tyler McGill.
All right, guys, 25 laps left to go. Paulie just keeping his nose clean. Tyler in the 2. Scott right behind Tyler. Those two still battling it out. Davy's like, I'm going to go grab me a beer. I'll be right back. Yeah, beer, some Busch Light, and some hot dogs.
After 4 minutes 1 second, the top drivers are Polly, Fireball, Polly, Tyler McGill, and Scott Trantham.
All right, guys, 15 laps left to go. Uh-oh, Tyler only 3.5 behind Paulie. They're on the same lap. All right, 10 to go. Tyler sends it. Watch turns 1 and 2. Might want to go wide. Tyler goes airborne.
After 5 minutes 2 seconds, the top drivers are Polly, Fireball, Polly, Tyler McGill, and Scott Trantham.
Tyler did have a shot at it. He was about within 2 seconds of Paulie. All right, 4 laps left to go. All right, white flag lap.
Polly, Fireball, Polly done. David Jones done. All drivers are finished. Tyler McGill done. Scott Trantham done.
Tyler, you were catching me, man.
I can put down some heat with this thing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that other one to slide like this does.
Yeah. All right, last race of the night.
Up next, race number 3. 13.5 Street Stock. A main. Race order is John Carpenter, Jeremiah Meek, Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence, Jeff Benjamin, Randy Orter, Polly, Fireball, Polly, Tyler McGill, John Carpenter. Jeff Benjamin, Jeremiah Meek,
Oh,
Randy Orter,
Paulie.
Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
Pete's car just looks evil, man. All black with a red front.
Polly, Fireball, Polly. Tyler McGill.
There you go, Tyler. Like a finely tuned machine there, buddy. Maybe not. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get her going. All right, you got 2 marshals out there, and that's the only people here, so let's go. Oh, yeah, Davey's over there. All right. Let's do one more time, guys. One more. All right, wait for it, guys. Wait for it. And we're off. All right, John out front. That all white car. Randy all the way up to the 2. That red, number 7. Jeremiah in the 3. Pete in the 4. Oh, Randy gets involved in some traffic. Here comes Jeremiah. Jeremiah up to the 2. Oh, your leader gets involved in some traffic. You want me to try to fix that, John? Or are you going to run it? Oh, no. Oh,
After
no.
1 minute, the top drivers are John Carpenter, Randy Order, and
Go, go,
Jeremiah
go.
Meek.
Is it broken? Oh. All right. John, Randy. Randy only 3 seconds behind John. Pete in the 3. Jeremiah in the 4. Paulie in the 5. Jeff in the 6.
After 2 minutes, the top drivers are John Carpenter, Randy Order, and Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, guys, we're halfway through. 30 laps left to go. Oh. Don't look now, but here comes Randy. Only 1 second behind John. That red car. John's got his body all straightened out. All right, that all white car, your leader. Randy coming up quick. That all red car.
After 3 minutes, the top drivers are John Carpenter, Randy Order, and Pete, the Destroyer, St. Lawrence.
All right, guys, 15 to go. We got John, Randy, 1.3 back. Jeremiah in the 3. Jeff in the 4. Jeff only 2.5 behind Jeremiah. Pete only 1.5 behind Jeff. Paulie in the 6. Tyler in the 7. 10 to go, guys. Oh, watch back straightaway. Oh, right, yep, right there. Watch turns 3 and 4. All right, we're clear.
After 4 minutes,
5
the
to
top
go.
drivers are John
Make
Carpenter,
that 4.
Randy Order, and Jeremiah Meek.
Randy within a second of John. White flag lap, though. Oh, no.
John Carpenter done. Jeff
John's
Benjamin
done. Randy's done. Jeremiah's
Randy
done.
Order
Jeff's done.
Paulie.
Here comes
Fireball.
Pete.
Paulie done.
There, that's
Jeremiah
a race.
Meek done.
John's
Tyler
going to take
McGill
the
done.
W. Randy
drivers are
finishes
finished.
9/10 back.
Pete. the
Jeremiah
Destroyer.
finishes in the
St.
3.
Lawrence
Jeff in the
done.
4. Pete in the 5. Paulie in the 6. Tyler in the 7. All right, guys, that concludes our race program. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. We will be racing on Thursday, some on-road. Get them Vortex out there. And everything else on-road. All right, track will be open for about 15, 20 minutes here. What?
Scott Trantham. 5-2. 5-3. 5-3. 5 flat. 5-1. 5-3. 5-6. 5-8. 5-3. 5-5. 5-4. 5-2. 5-2. 5-5. 5 flat. 5-2. 5 flat.
Go. What is it? Oh, I don't know, man. Probably months.
Five 5. 5 flat. 5-2. 6 flat. 5-3. 5-2. 5-3. 7-9. 7-6. 5-2. 5-3. 5-5. 6-8. 5-2. 5-1. 5-3. 5-3. 5-4. 5-4. 5-1. 7-3. 7-4. 5-2. 5-1. 5-2. 5-5. 5-3. 5-1. 5-3. 5-1. 5-3. 5-1. 5-2. 5-2. 5-1. 5-2. 7-3.